Chapter 42. On the last weekend before our trip to Guatemala, Mom and Dad and I spend all morning cleaning house for a party. We're celebrating two events at once: Mom's graduation and Christmas, with no presents. I fold paper napkins into fans on the table, then check on Mamito. He's whirling on his sit and spin in the living room. I'm hoping he'll enjoy the day and not get overwhelmed when Tia Lencha's crew and Aunt Jess descend on our house for the buffet-style supper. My cousins circle the dining table, which is crowded with homemade tamales, tomato rice balls, handmade tortillas, and fresh guacamole, plus a treat that I help make: strawberries dipped in white chocolate, tinted green to make them Christmassy. Maribel grabs my arm right away and starts giving me the scoop on her new boyfriend. She was right. Brian likes her. He gave me a snow globe on the last day of school. She says it quietly, but her eyes sparkle. He sounds so sweet. It's the perfect Christmas gift. And it plays music, Krista says. I'm surprised you didn't bring it along, Raoul says with an eye twinkle. Tss. Maribel twitches, switches back to sister mode long enough to roll her eyes at him. What about your guy, Kihana? Did you find out if he likes you? I take a deep breath. I found out. Well, we're just friends. That's too bad, says Maribel. No, it's not, snarks Raoul. A friend will last longer than Brian. But love is better than friendship, Krista says, wispy-like, as if she's just stepped out of a theater after a romantic movie. You sure about that? Raoul shrugs. I got no one to tie me down. That's the way to be. You don't know anything, Maribel waves him away. But I think he may have a point. I don't see him worrying about how to dress, how to walk, how to be liked. I don't worry about that with Jaden either. And most friendships do last longer. I hope I'm friends with Jaden all my life. I don't know. I might be on Raoul's side, I say. Raoul nods at me. I get the sense that I've finally said something he doesn't think is totally lame. Want to see my room? All three follow me down the hall. Nice idea, Raoul says, pointing to the manatee poster on the ceiling. I'm going to do that. He plops on the floor. Krista squeals at the sight of my stuffed manatee, then runs over and hugs it. Maribel perches demurely in a chair by the window. So, you're obviously into manatees. Yeah, I've actually seen them in the wild in Florida. It sounds dorky, but I can't help getting excited. Did you swim with them? Raoul sits up straighter and looks at me. Yeah, I snorkeled and kayaked. You can't take the power boats near the manatees. So you actually swam next to them and breathed through that tube thing? Raoul seems genuinely impressed. Grandma Miller took me. I nod toward the picture. It's weird to think they know her only from the memorial service. Maribel gives a sad smile. I bet you miss her. I nod. Can someone tell me what to expect in Guatemala? I ask, besides the constant Spanish. The food, cries Raoul. They all shout out favorite foods. Elote, platanos, fritos, chiles. That's roasted corn on the cob, fried plantains, and stuffed chilies. And homemade tortillas, mangoes. I laugh. Okay, sounds like I won't starve. Hunger is the best sauce in the world, says Raoul. I recognize the phrase. Where'd you hear that? I ask. Oh, my dad says it. I think it's from a book. Now I remember, it's from Don Quixote. My dad says it too. Raoul and I lock eyes and nod. Hey, does everyone wear those huipis? Abuela sent me one. Oh no, don't worry about what to wear, he says. Those are mostly for native folks in villages. In the city, everybody dresses the same as here. Phew, maybe no one will ever know I sold mine. You're so lucky you get to meet Abuela for the first time, says Maribel. She's so sweet. She'll spoil you with cafecitos and limonada con soda, little coffees with milk and lemonade with fizz. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm scared. Is that the same thing? Papi gets embarrassed because she always tells stories that make him look cheesy, like how he and your dad used to help each other serenade girlfriends. They take their guitars and sing in harmony outside the girls' windows. For real. Wow, I say, a trickle of guilt sliding down my spine. Was that the same guitar I stepped on? Was Tio Pancho harmonizing with Dad when he first sang to my mom? Kids, comida, our mothers call. I'm glad you guys moved here, I murmur. I don't think anyone hears me, but I don't mind. It's still true. We all eat dinner, perched around the living room, and then Krista and I sit on the floor at the coffee table to mess with a jigsaw puzzle. On the couch, Aunt Jess, who isn't married, argues with Tia Lencha, who is. The wife, says Aunt Jess. It's the leading role every girl auditions for. But I don't want the part. Aunt Jess talks with flair, maybe from teaching sociology classes at the community college. What about children? Tia says, gesturing with her arms, leaning her whole body into the word. They turn to face each other. My life is perfectly happy without children of my own, Aunt Jess says. Besides, I have a niece and nephew. Lencha's shaking her head. You don't know what you're missing. Ah, but do you know what you're missing? The aunts think Krista and I aren't listening, but I catch Krista's eye and wink. She understands. We know they'll say more if they don't know we're paying attention. Who will take care of you when you're old? Tia asks. I'll call on you, Aunt Jess says triumphantly. It's an old argument. They have it every time they see each other. Maybe Tia Lencha feels sorry for Aunt Jess, but I like Aunt Jess as she is. She takes me to the art festival every year. She lets me order what I want at the food trucks, and we dance at the music pavilion. I imagine her life in more detail. Aunt Jess coming home from classes to read books and talk with friends. Aunt Jess writing her blog. Aunt Jess taking out-of-state trips with no car seat and no diaper bag. My mother breaks in. The point is, we have a choice. And what about... Tia Lencha drops her voice. A little heat in the bedroom. Lencha! La Nina! Mom whispers and looks over at me and Krista. We keep our eyes on the puzzle. Just asking. Tia Lencha's playing innocent. Not every married person has what you have, Aunt Jess says. But don't you worry about me. I'm too busy for all that. Winter nights can get cold, Tia sing-songs the last word. So can relationships, Aunt Jess says, mimicking Tia's tune. Enough, says my mother. It's time to talk New Year's bash. We'll be in Guatemala until the 2nd of January. Who wants to host something after that? I tune out. This puzzle is almost done. It shows a young couple carrying presents out of the wood-fronted store, musicians on the street corner, and children peeking out of a sleigh. It's a happy scene. But I don't see anyone who reminds me of Jaden or an Aunt Jess type. I'm not sure who I am in this picture either. Okay, what would the puzzle of my life be? I'll have Zuri and her mom window shopping, Jaden and Seth driving the sleigh, Aunt Jess hauling a Christmas tree on a sled, Tia Lencha, Tia Pancho, and the cousins can be carolers. My parents will hold hands on a bench. Mamito can make a snowman. And me? It comes to me immediately. I'll be singing and playing a song in the town gazebo. Maybe I'll give myself a friend or a helper or a husband. Maybe not. But in every version of the puzzle, I can imagine myself singing and smiling. What about a song? Tia asks Dad. A song for the graduate. Hey, where's the guitar? Raoul says. My father opens his mouth, then closes it. I wish for a snowman to materialize in the living room to make everyone forget the question. As Dad's face turns red, I stand up. All eyes are ping-ponging between me and Father. I broke it. Dad's head nods, but everyone else's turns to me. My goodness, says Aunt Jess. How did that happen? Other voices pile on. My mother stays quiet. I, stepped on the neck. The words come out thick from my throat. You stepped on it? Raoul squints as if he's sure he hasn't heard right. I try to think what else to say. A wordless ocean surges in my ears. I can't explain what happened. What would I say? I was really mad. An accident, my father tells them, swallowing. An accident? Not even close. I guess it'll stay our secret. And that means, he fastens his eyes on Mom's and says, I owe you a song, Kim, a graduation song. This is all my fault. I'm melting in shame. Neither of my parents looks at me. They only look at each other. For she's a jolly good fellow, starts Aunt Jess. The whole room joins in, and I'm glad Mamito is in his room. I sit back down to the puzzle, but I'm not really looking at it. I find I've been staring at a pine tree that's completely finished, except for one piece. I hope we do get another guitar soon.